nice guy. He kept coming back to us and sitting at our table, and he came back to us when he thought we were leaving and said, I hope you guys have a good night. It was nice to meet you.
They were aggressive. They wanted to start a conversation. It had nothing to do with actually wanting to talk to me or get to know me.
He definitely gave me a couple compliments, acted like he was interested. I would maybe go for him, but he's not usually my typical type.
Well, women, maybe you need to watch out. Men are learning specific techniques to, well, some say to meet you, some say to get you into bed. Now, Nick and Scott are two instructors teaching guys how to break the ice, how to connect up with women. Now, some of the techniques are confidence boosting to guys, while other approaches might be seen as lowering the confidence of women. Now, when you walk in to a bar, a social situation, a party, somewhere, what's your attitude?
Just to have fun. Usually at bars, I don't have in my head to meet a guy, because I don't seem to find quality guys at bars.
Do you get hit on a lot when you're out socializing and you're not on a date?
I actually don't get approached very often, I found that night I got approached more than I usually would.
Yeah, how about you?
I get approached quite a bit, but it's usually the guys that approach you that you don't want to approach you.
Exactly.
Because those are the guys that have the nerve to approach you that have nothing good to say.
That's very true. I'll get approached by the same thing, not by any guys I usually am interested in.
Okay, so what works with you? What does interest you?
Oh, somebody that's not drunk if I'm at a bar.
You get that? Okay, so you want somebody vertical and not puking.
That usually helps.
What worked out of these guys that you met in the club?
Telling a story, I guess. You guys made up stories to tell.
They were based on true stories.
Based on the real experiences. That's when we took them off into groups and taught them how to deliver those stories, and in a way that's interesting and attractive.
Nick, what would be a really good way that you would approach one of these two?
I would probably come in and either ask their opinion on something or just state an observation of something that might be interesting.
Like,
I mean, in the back of their minds, women will know that when I come over, it's not always just to get their opinion, but I'm trying to start a conversation in a sort of a neutral, non-threatening way.
Their idea is a very good one. Men need to go to school to learn how to approach women.
okay, because they're just kind of polishing their game up, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they can present better.
Right.
Because you guys polish up to present. How long do you get ready before you go out?
Hour.
An hour.
Okay, you'll spend an hour like doing your hair and makeup and picking your clothes and all of that kind of stuff. So you're going out to present as well.
Right.
So what actually worked on you?
Well, he talked about our hands, and how our fingers were long and short for a reason. I don't know, that caught my attention.
It's a routine that we use to basically, once you open, you have to keep talking at some point. So usually we have observations that we can make that are sort of been tested in work, and then it begins a whole other conversation that makes it seem natural to stay there, even though what you talked about before, the opinion or whatever, ran out.
He made it interesting, so we would ask questions and get more interested in him, but he never really talked about himself, which wasn't a good thing.
Okay, what worked with you?
When Charlie came over and started with the story, and I was immediately interested, because he wanted to know my opinion, and it was just a great icebreaker. I've never been approached that way before. Usually it's, you know, come here often, or wow, you're beautiful, and it's like, oh, I've heard that. But this was different, and definitely all of our attention, we all wanted to know the story, and it was kind of nice that he wanted to hear our opinion, and he was a good actor. I really believe he wanted to know my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, so that was kind of an aphrodisiac. You're like,
and
here's
then,
somebody that cares what I think. And
exactly, and then afterwards, we start talking about other things, and he's broken the ice, and he's with us at that point, and we get into a good conversation.
Okay, now, Amanda, how do you feel about these guys being polished up, actually having some training?
I actually believe that you can have two different views on it. I think that it's good because they're actually making an effort. But on the other hand, it's not good because it's not natural.
Do you worry sometimes that if there's like a really nice guy that just doesn't have the social skills, that you might miss him? Whereas if he learned how to engage you, you might discover somebody that you would have missed otherwise.
Right.
Or
He's
do you
trying
feel
to show
tricked?
his true self, but he just doesn't know how.
You said it's not natural if they're kind of running a routine, or
Right.
they're running some plays that they've learned that's
In some
not
ways
natural.
it might not be natural because it didn't come from them. Someone taught them how to do that.
But didn't somebody teach y'all how to put your makeup on, how to choose clothes, how to conduct yourself as a lady? I mean, somebody invented the push-up bra for a reason, okay? It's like, thanks to all my guests today. For more tips on all of this and how you can be aware of what's going on in your social world, go to drphil.com. We'll have some points. Thanks a lot.